This video is for Backwoods about the 6.5 and you said the 263. I don't have any experience with much experience with the 263. I do have some with the 243 25-06. You know, down here, those rifles are considered like kids' guns because they're very lethal, but yet soft shooting. The 6.5 Creedmoor, got my hands on one of those, oh man, 3 years ago, and it gets the job done. It's in a great rifle, the Savage stainless. Oh, I don't know which one it is. It's one level up from the Hunter. Like my I think they're both like the modern equivalent of the Savage Model 10. The 6.5 Creed is in a little bit better of a rifle where, like, say the magazine is in a it's like a fully metal magazine versus my 30-06 is like a plastic magazine. It's a great rifle. It's wonderful to shoot. As far as, say, felt recoil, lethality. Seems to shoot through brush okay. I don't think it shoots through brush as well as the 30-06, and the 30-06 doesn't shoot through brush as well as the 30-30, and the 30-30 doesn't shoot through brush as well as like a 35 Remington, which doesn't shoot through brush as well as the 45-70. Make of that what you will. I think it depends on what you're going for. It's good to have a variety, and there are guys down here that, you know, they swear by their 300 Winchester short mags, which, you know, gives them all the hit of a short chamber of a 300 mag. Exotic bullets, exotic calibers. I don't know how to, not that your 263 is exotic by any means, but, you know, say take the 25-06 for example. You almost got to be worried about the ammunition's obsolescence in a way. All of these calibers are capable of taking medium and large game in North America, right? So what are we talking about here? Is it how the ballistics work in your area? Because there for a while, this was about 2 years ago, we got a 300 blackout in a Ruger American. That thing with a very certain Hornady round shot flat as a pancake to 200 yards and hit like a motherfucking freight train. And most of our shots are, say, 100 yards and in, because the visibility just isn't there. So as a result of anything, and in my experience, calibers, and this includes the 6.5, calibers short of 30, anything lower than 30 caliber, to me, I think can be deflected by brush. And just my experience, you know, people that hunt with 5.56, that's all well and good. I think that's just an excuse to have a sporty rifle or to be blah 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 about it. But, you know, say hunting with a 243, you know, that's good for smaller statured shooters, whether they be female or kids. You know, it's good to get in there, and they can be very precise. But the deflection and the possibility, I don't know. I'll even give you an example, like where I'm not a fan of hunting with pistol caliber rounds. I don't know the long storied legendary guy I knew who was hunting with a 357 Henry rifle and killed 3 deer in one night. The areas of impact, for whatever reason, look like a crime scene, but you know, still had to track the animals forever and a day with only one of them getting knocked off their feet. So as a result, that guy pretty much swore off pistol caliber, but that's not what we're talking about here. My opinion, and it's kind of an old guy opinion, I think, at this point, is if I needed the best all around, for me is the 30-06, and it just works. And you know, shit like where people talk about how this has as much power as that, which has as much power as that. I did this video a long time ago on the Lambdog 76 channel. It was quite popular, actually, and it was a military related video, and I had all the bullets lined up. I had a 243 lined up with a 5.56, lined up with a 308, lined up with a 30-06. And in the video, I cited the article about how the United States Armory declared each one in turn had the equivalent power of the next one down. And then in the end, you know, I'm holding a you know, a 5.56, comparing it to a 30-06, which it looks almost like you can fit two 5.56 whole bullets inside the casing of a 30-06. You know, you can obviously see it has more powder and all this other shit. But I will digress to something that shall not be infringed. The legendary shall not be infringed said when he used to set up, I think it was like old oxygen tanks on a rifle range, and he would shoot them with both the 308 and the 30-06. Also with the 44 Magnum and the 500 Magnum. So let's talk rifle first, then we'll end this with the pistol. With the rifle, he said you could shoot it with the 308, and if you followed it up with a 30-06, that 30-06 hitting that tank, you could tell it was really rocking that thing. Not that they didn't both hit hard, but the 30-06 just rocked it harder. And he said similar with the 44 Magnum compared to the 500 Smith & Wesson. The 500 Smith & Wesson hit it, but the 44 Magnum just absolutely rocked it. My point is, there are armorers that come along in our lifetimes and in our world, such as John Moses Browning, Dan Wesson, and a few others, where they have the physics really worked out, from the bullet to the gun to the weight, that just calculates a maximum amount of power at a point of impact over an arc. And I think lesser engineers and lesser people attempt to modify those designs and modify those calibers to try to make them to do something different. However, I don't feel the math is linear, if that makes sense. You know, it's not on a straight line graph. It's parabolic, it's dynamic, you know, it's as Tex Grebner would say, there's a witchery to it, you know? And if we're talking the Symphony of Destruction, you need a maestro, you know what I'm saying? But great videos, and Backwoods, I loved your video about your uncle's Mark II. I always wanted both a Mark II and then the Mark III, the one that has like the 1911 lower kind of design. I always thought those were really cool. And there was this movie a few years back called Assassins, starring Antonio Banderas and Sylvester Stallone, I think it was. And they were using like Ruger Mark IIs as these lethal assassin weapons, which, you know, amuses me. You know, all these people talking shit about 22 caliber. That's a video for another time. The 22 caliber. That's a bullet I've probably shot more of than any other. But That is a story for another day. Hope things are going good for you. Hope you're weathering. Looks like there's a little bit of weather up your way. Hope you're all set for that, man, and that all is well with you and the family. And we'll catch everybody else later.